please tell us about EIT and especially EIT Digital and the opportunities that you offer to the European startups.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for the interview. I'm really glad to give my contribution. So EIT, as you know, stands for European Institute of Innovation and Technology, and it's a unique instrument to bridge the gap between the lab and the market. So it was set up with the idea of creating an instrument that helps bring in the great European research, transforming it into innovation and to market success. So EIT Digital is one of the innovation communities of the EIT. We deal with digital technology, which is of course one of the main challenges of the European Commission, of the European Union actually. And I would say we offer three things as EIT Digital. The first thing we offer is an ecosystem of 350 organizations that come together and work together to deploy innovation and education programs. So I already said it, the other two things are innovation and education programs. What do we do in innovation? Innovation is about nurturing the idea of the great European people and talents and transform them into product and commercial success. So we have incubation programs where we train, help potential entrepreneurs in bringing their ideas to market and create a company that will be the commercial vehicle for this solution. And then with our Open Innovation Factory, we help startups that are already on the market to grow by means of collaboration with other corporates or other players in Europe, and we also provide some funding to support them. And then lastly, with the growth services, we help the scale-ups, so those startups that are already mature in one European market and are ready to scale up by raising Series A or B funding. We help them attracting investors to make their Series A and B dreams a reality. And then the second part, the third actually part, is the education program. So we have master program, professional education and summer schools that are helping Europeans to get more up to date with the digital transformation.
EIT already funded 8 companies which already became unicorns. What do these companies do so special that makes them so successful?
Well, one thing I also mentioned it before, the companies that are going through the EIT are really based on solid, deep technology made in Europe. So that's very important. Historically, Europe has been extremely strong in building in science and research, but we were struggling in transforming this into commercial success. This company made it through, so they really invested and got support also from the EIT in maturing this technology and making it viable for the market. The talent is another part. If you look at the people behind these great successes, are really extremely good entrepreneurs, extremely brilliant people. So that's also the other part. And the third one was to find an ecosystem like the EIT one that is able to help them and support their growth, because that's also important. You need investors, but you also need, what I like to say, the patient investors that, especially in deep tech, is very important, that allow you the time you need to mature the technology and get to the market at the right moment.
Some say that the European market is too fragmented. That we have 24 or so official languages in the European Union alone. We have a lot of great disparities between our regions or countries. Is this a major impediment for the European startups and the startups in general to succeed on the European market in comparison with the American market, for example?
Well, of course, the fragmentation, if it is left unaddressed, it may be an impediment for companies to grow. At the same time, it can be an opportunity, because if it's a very diverse market, so if a company is able to address such a diverse market, can find local opportunities that in a flat market would be missed. And if they make it in such a fragmented market, then they can scale at a global level where the disparities are much smaller, especially in countries like the US. So it can be a challenge and an opportunity, and it's up to us. It's not only up to the startups. They maybe sometimes need to be a bit bolder, but I think our responsibility is also on the support instruments like also the EIT, but also the policymakers, to make sure that this fragmentation is not creating too much troubles, but rather opportunities. So it's a combined effort of several actors to make it successful.
But do you have a Silicon Valley in the European Union or not?
Well, there are several areas in Europe that claim to be the Silicon Valley. I don't think we will be able to have a European Silicon Valley, and maybe that's not what we need actually. I think what we need is to have a way to connect all these different and great local ecosystems and make them more European. If we work in isolation, we will not make it. We will be too small. But if we connect all these ecosystems across Europe, the more mature ones with the more emerging ones, then we have an opportunity. So maybe we will not have a single Silicon Valley in Europe, but we will have a great ecosystem blending together smaller Silicon Valleys from different member states.
Look, Federico, the European Union through the EIT, through the EIC, offer a lot of help and funds to the European startups and innovating companies. But on the other hand, the same European Union, the same organizations in the European Union have this tendency to over-regulate the digital transformation and this digital field. Take for example the artificial intelligence. This field is in its beginning, but we already have a major regulation on the table.
Yeah, I mean that's of course something where in Europe we have sometimes also a bit sarcastically been addressed, that we are the continent where regulation happens. At the same time, we need regulation because otherwise technology can be used for anything and also misused. I think the key is in finding instruments that allow innovators to innovate in a controlled environment before things can be scaled up at a bigger level and in a fully commercial deployment. And I think if you look at the AI Act, for example, which is being made, I think there are elements in it that are opening the door to this, for example, to the regulatory sandboxes. So in a way, regulation needs to be there, but it needs to be more a co-creation between the policymakers and those that I call the makers, so the entrepreneurs, in order to make sure that regulation is helping of course, protecting society, but also helping innovators in pushing the boundaries of innovation into the market.
Let's say I'm a startup entrepreneur in Romania, my country. How do I get to the EIT and how do I apply to your programs and get funding?
Yeah, so in this case, I will tell you what to do in the case of EIT Digital, because the regional development is different between all the EIT communities. In our case, I have two immediate answers. The first one, of course, is our website, our social media channels. All the opportunities are disseminated across Europe with no boundaries. So whether you are coming from a country where we have an office or not, you still have the same opportunities. But I'm happy to say that in Romania we opened a new office in October of last year in Cluj-Napoca. So you can also refer to that office that offers dedicated support in a better understanding the opportunities that at European level are being created by the organization. And I see from the experience that the local office is very instrumental for this.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.